Okay, this is lesson part 2 of 2.1 where we're going to look at finding the equation of a median. A median is a line segment that joins a vertex of a triangle with the opposite midpoint. So to demonstrate what a median looks like, I'm going to graph the three vertices or corners of a triangle, connect them, and then draw on a median. So it says, determine an equation for the median from vertex C for the triangle CAB. So I'm going to graph these 3 points, C, A, and B, draw a triangle, and show you where the median would be. So C is 5, 2, so I'm going to graph 5, 2. That's C. A is negative 3, 3. And B is 2, negative 5. And there we have our 3 points of our triangle. I'm going to connect them to complete the triangle. And the median from C would be from this corner to the middle of AB. Well, we don't know where the middle of AB is. So, before we can draw a median, we have to find the middle of AB. Fortunately, we now have a way to do that. We can find the midpoint, using the midpoint equation from the first part of the video lesson. We need to find the midpoint of AB. I'm going to put little numbers over here to indicate our steps. That's step 1. Find the midpoint of AB. So to do that, we're going to call our midpoint M, and we need an X and a Y. We can find the X and the Y by looking for the middle of A and B. If we remember our equation, it's x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. Let's plug in what we know. Our 2 points are A and B, so this is my x1 and my y1. This is my x2 and my y2. So x1 and x2 are negative 3 and 2. So we've got negative 3 plus 2 over 2. And for our y's, we've got 3 plus negative 5 over 2. And if we do a little bit of math, we get negative 1 over 2 is negative 1/2. And 3 subtract 5 is negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. So our midpoint is negative 1/2, negative 1. And that would be right there. So there's our midpoint. So back to what a median is. Well, a median connects vertex C because it said median from C, and it has to say which corner it's from. If it's from C, it goes to the midpoint of the other line, which we just found. So we can connect them. And there's our median. Hopefully it doesn't smudge when I highlight it. But this is our median from C. So what we want is we want to be able to find the equation of this line. Well, to find the equation of the line, we need the slope and the y-intercept. And sometimes we get lucky. Sometimes we can look at the graph and we can say, oh, the slope is this rise and this run. It's actually a little bit more challenging to do when you have fractions. And it's also difficult to tell what the y-intercept is. So we're going to have to figure these out using math. So step 2, well, if we want to write the equation of our line, we need the slope. So let's find the slope. we want to find the slope of the median from our new point M to our vertex C. So the points we're going to use to do this are M and C. We have our M, we have our C. So let's use our equation. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's call M our first point. So M will be our x1 and our y1, and C will be our x2 and our y2. So y2, 5, minus y1, negative 1. I made a mistake. Let's try that again. I'm going to write my points over here so we have that organized. M is negative 1/2, negative 1, and C is 5, 2. So if this is my first point, let's say this is my x1, that's my y1, this would be my x2, my y2. All right, let's see if we can get this right. y2 is 2 minus y1 is negative 1. Divided by x2 is 5 minus negative 1/2. Two subtract negative 1. Oops. 2 subtract negative 1 is 3. And 5 subtract negative 1/2. Well, we're subtracting a fraction, so we can make a common denominator, or we can type it in our calculator. Whichever we do, we get 11 over 2. Or it'd be 5.5. And if we type in 3 divided by 11 over 2 in our calculator, we get 6 over 11. The reason we get 6 over 11, just to review, is when you divide fractions, what do? Well, we have right now 3 divided by 11 over 2. When you divide fractions, you flip the second fraction and multiply. 3 times 2 is 6, divided by 11, 6 over 11. So our slope is 6 over 11. Now we need to find the y-intercept, and to do that, well, we can use the equation of our line, y equals mx plus b, because now we know m. M is 6 over 11. We need an x and a y. We can use either our point M or our point C, both are on the line. C is easier, no fractions. Let's use C. 2 for y, 5 for x. We don't know b. We have a fraction in our equation if we don't want to work with it. Multiply the whole thing by 11. We get 22, 2 times 11. 6 over 11 times 11 is 6 times 5 plus b times 11 is 11b. We do a little bit of math here. 6 times 5 is 30 plus 11b is 22. To isolate for b, we bring the 30 over. 22 minus 30 is 11b. 22 minus 30 is negative 8. And our last step to get b by itself, divide by 11. We get b is negative 8 over 11. And now we have enough to write the equation of our midpoint. We have a slope and a y-intercept. So therefore, of our median. The median is y equals 6 over 11x minus 8 over 11. Lovely fractions. So our median, the thing we highlighted on our graph, is represented by this equation. And that's how you find the equation of a median. So just to recap really quickly, let's go back up. Step 1, find the midpoint of the line across from the vertex we're finding the median for. Step 2, find the slope of our median. I forgot to write my step 3 label. Step 3, find the y-intercept for our median. And step 4, write the equation. The nice thing about medians is they're always going to follow these same 4 steps. So if you wanted to write out the steps and have them next to you when you practice finding equations of medians, that might be kind of helpful. The more you practice finding equations of medians, the better you're going to get at it. Please don't make the first time you find the equation of a median on your quiz or your test. Make sure you practice it a bunch of times before you try to do it for an evaluation. And that's it for equation of a median. One more part 3, we're going to look at right bisectors. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 3.